Ministry that you've never seen before that only I could
Al
get.
Jorgensen.
Well, you know how to spell it, but you make up good stories about him anyway in your magazine.
I never said anything about it. That was a rumor. Ricky's kidding. Anyway, that's a heavy interview.
It's amazing. Nobody else could have got it.
Tabitha Soren couldn't get it?
Tabitha couldn't have gotten it.
Even with the Al Gore, Bill Clinton connection?
Even with that.
Hello, Bill? Tabitha, I want Al. Now.
To a point where people already know. It's like a glut of information that doesn't really need to be known.
And that's what I'm here, to get that
people
glut.
Should know, you know, the troop movements in El Salvador along the border with the CIA or something, as opposed to like what Al Jorgensen's favorite breakfast cereal is. That's a lot more important to me.
Any closing comments now that Lollapalooza is kind of history?
The only thing I've said about Lollapalooza the whole time was that it was a tour that I really wish I could hate, and I didn't. I wound up really liking it. I made some friendships on that tour that'll last forever. And I know it's not any like juicy gossip or anything. I know that's what everyone wants. Like, you know, give me some inside dirt.
This is one of those questions that you get from the press. The reason you're not doing interviews again.
There's no inside dirt. It's everyone got along really well, and I'm really, really glad I did it. It's a tour, like I said, I wanted to hate, and I just couldn't find any reason to hate. I really had a good time, and everyone was like really good. I met a lot of really nice people on this tour.
And now Ministry is on their own headlining tour, and that's going good.
To us, it's like, point us to the stage.
Right. But you like playing.
Not really. I mean, I'm not a real big fan. The rest of the band likes playing live. I'm not a real big fan of playing live. I'd much rather be twiddling knobs in a studio. A lot of people would say I'd rather be twiddling knobs in a bathroom or bedroom.
Some people check into empty-Vee 2, 3, 4 times a day just to keep in tune with the latest hits. Some don't.
A band that made a lot of noise in the year 1992 was Ministry, and here is part 2 of our very exclusive interview with Al Jorgensen. Now that you're on the road and Ministry's fan base is getting bigger and bigger, for instance, at the show tonight in New York, Neil Young was backstage.
I know.
Saw you talking to Rick Ocasek and Paulina, just to drop a few names right there.
Yeah, that was like, where was the Enquirer? Like paparazzi. It was incredible.
But then it'll just say you punched Neil Young in the face or something like that.
Of course. After I got done dispensing with you.
Right.
No, it was incredible. That was wild. It was like some kind of, you know, Entertainment Tonight rerun backstage or something. It was incredible.
I mean, do things feel different now? I mean, Ministry is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're starting to play bigger and bigger places. I mean, just within the past, you know, year with the release of Psalm 69, I mean, it's up there on the Billboard charts and everything.
Bigger is not always necessarily better. Ask all the ladies over here. Is bigger necessarily better?
No.
See?
They're like, well, hold on a second.
So bigger is not necessarily better. It's not something we really relish, look forward to, or even try and propagate. It's just whether it happens or not. We just mind our own business and do what we do. So, you know, I mean, once we write the music, it's out of our hands. People make us bigger, or record companies and advertisements and this and that make us bigger. We don't set out to make ourselves bigger. If we did that, we'd go weightlift or something, then you'd be like physically bigger. That's the only thing you have control over as far as like being bigger. It's not up to us. You know, we're still gonna do what we do, what we've always done. You know, that's all you can do. Just mind your own business, do what you do, and after that, what happens is in the hands of you guys.
Now, how do you
out there?
How do you feel about being categorized in this, quote, industrial sound?
I mean, the day that they make up a name for it is the day that it's over. You know that. I mean,
it's all just rock and roll.
The Seattle sound. Everyone wants to be Seattle sound over the last year. Well, you know, that was over 3 years ago if you're in Seattle or whatever. In Chicago, the Wax Trax sound, you know, a few years ago. That was over a few years ago. If you know what I'm saying? Once it reaches People magazine or any kind of mass culture or mass media, you know the whole boon or the whole scene is already over. You know what I'm saying? And that's this industrial thing's never really happened. This was a moniker made up by the powers that be to be able to categorize, therefore make it easier to sell records to you, John Q. public, or Mary Q. public, record buying public, right? So, you know, there's no such thing as an industrial scene. People don't sit around and like, you know, hey, come on over to my place. We're going to spot weld tonight. You know, and wear the mask, and a bunch of bands like, hey, Trent from Nine Inch Nails, come on over. My place, yeah, we'll do some bit of spot welding tonight. And you bring your jackhammer with. That's industrial, right? Industrial is building of buildings.
And last question, you play Hank Williams before you guys go on, rather than playing like the standard rock stuff. You do, I mean, it is Hank Williams, right?
Some of it's Hank. We have Buck Owens, George Jones, Ferlin Husky, Farron Young, you name it, all the oldsters, man. That's you want some real decadence and some real scoops and some real, like, you know, rock and roll. These guys wrote the book on rock and roll behavior before any of us youngsters, young whippersnappers, ever decided to, like, get out of our diapers, man. These guys are the real thing, and those are the ones that we owe our heritage to and everything to.
Don't you do a little bit of country western playing with another band under a different name, or?
Buck Satan and the 666 Shooters. Look for it now, Padre.
In your local saloon.
In your local. Town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us. Talking with Al Jorgensen and Ministry.
I know I'm gonna go beat the living crap out of him. You'll read about it.
Sure you will.
Cut.
I want to thank Al for letting us at the Headbangers Ball have that interview with him. He's not doing interviews with anybody else, and it was very cool that he took a little bit of time out to talk to us at the Headbangers Ball, because I'm a big Ministry fan. Judging by your letters and their record sales, there are a lot more Ministry fans coming every single day. So check them out. I bet they'll even make more noise in 1993. And right now, let's play their video. This one deserves to be played extremely loud.